From the New York Times, I'm Brother Bishke. This is the Lodgecast. Today, actor and evangelical Christian Kirk Cameron created a firestorm of controversy when he denounced public schools. In an interview with Fox News, Cameron said public schools are, quote, doing more for grooming, for sexual chaos, and for the progressive left than any real educating. Now, with the release of Kirk Cameron's new film, The Homeschool Awakening, I'm joined by my colleagues, Lodge Master Matt, Sister Emily, and Brother Anthony to discuss this controversial film and what it means for the future of education.
The Lodgecast is a little podcast where we watch weird movies so you don't have to.
Lodgecast, baby.
Lodgecast, gonna smoke this. Lodgecast, missing movie pass. Lodgecast.
We're gonna watch some crap.
Lodgecast.
And then the Lodge Master chats.
With Lucas and Bishke.
Episode 129, Homeschool Awakening. Hello and welcome to a holier-than-thou episode of the Lodgecast. I'm your Lodge Master. With me as always is Brother Bishke.
Happy Flag Day.
It's Flag Day. And with us tonight, a coalition of the willing, we have the glamorous Sister Emily.
Hello, hello.
And the ever insightful and cutting-witted Brother Anthony.
Blessed to be here.
What a crew.
Guys, what are we doing today? The movie is Kirk Cameron Presents Homeschool Awakening. It is a Fathom Event, if ever there was one.
It is a movie.
It's a movie playing in a theater for 2 nights only, and this is the second night.
I'm hoping both nights are sold out.
We got...
Oh, that would
And I
be
mean sold
fabulous.
SOULED.
We did look at the seating chart, and apart from one full row that I feel has been bought out by a local church, it's us and a few other stragglers.
Or believers.
Believers.
I thought this was going to be a hit. You know,
Well,
Where'd
here's
you
the
get
thing.
that intel?
Clearly you went to public school to think that.
yeah.
Here's the thing. It's not a film, as far as I can tell. It's not a cinematic plot-based movie. And Emily, I know
Very disappointed by that.
you...
Yeah, it's not God's Not Dead Part 4.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
you were expecting something a little more produced, perhaps.
Yes.
But it also stands to reason that we do not know what we're getting into tonight.
No.
I've seen nothing for this.
I've just seen the poster.
You told me the concept and I said I'm fully on board.
Anthony was immediately
Could not have been more excited.
So before we get into what we expect from tonight, because we don't really know what to expect, let's talk a little bit about the man with the plan, Kirk Cameron. We needed to get him into the Lodgecast bloodstream somehow.
Yeah.
And it's an imperfect vessel, but this is it. So let's talk about our history with him. Bishke, what is your Kirk Cameron?
I wrote down my long history here.
Oh, Jesus.
So I will...
What's that Kirk snaps?
obviously, Mike Seaver on The Growing Pains.
Yes.
Grew up with
Right.
him. Then I've seen the Left Behind trilogy that he
Was
did.
he in all 3?
He was in the... Left
What?
Behind.
And
Left
Tribulation Force, I believe.
Tribulation. Yeah, Left Behind 2, Tribulation Force. Left Behind 3, World at War.
Preacher, brother.
World at War.
And then it's a 16 novel series, so I'm still waiting on
16?
I'm still waiting on further sequels.
I'll be there with you.
I've seen Nicolas Cage's Left Behind, but that doesn't have anything to do with the Kirk. I saw Kirk's big hit Fireproof in 2008.
I still need to see Fireproof. I feel like such a novice.
Kirk plays a porn-addicted firefighter in that
Oh my
film.
God,
Those are the worst
Matt.
kind. Those are the worst
Why
kind
can't
of
we be
firefighters.
watching that tonight?
I know. We should have a screening in the edge of that on our iPhones.
That movie grossed $33 million on a $500,000 budget, so it's a big
Sponsored by
success.
Pornhub.
Yes. I saw Kirk's worst movie, Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas,
Yes.
2014.
Now-
Christmas
Yes.
tradition in my household.
Oh,
Now, Emily and I We'll just make this a round table Kirk history discussion.
Yeah, go for it.
We got up early. Was it Easter Sunday?
Yes.
It was Easter Sunday of whatever the hell year that came out.
2014.
2014 Easter. That's where we were. We got up for the early show, a 10 a.m. screening of Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas?
Yes.
Saving Christmas.
Saving Christmas, yeah.
And it was heavily discounted, and the church crowd was there, and they could not have been more bored. It is one of the worst quote unquote
rough.
movies.
90% of that movie takes place in a car like we're doing right
Yes.
now. This
Yes.
is the entire movie. And that is not a critique. That is my...
That is fact.
Yeah, no, that's just me loving it also. That movie is insane.
It's tough.
If you think you have what it takes, dear listener out there, if you think you're hardened, you throw that on at a non-Christmas time of year.
Well, I threw it on at a Christmas time of
That's-
year.
that-
It was still difficult, but
Well, that's how you got to do it during Christmas, during the holidays.
yeah.
Ooh.
I saw Kirk Cameron's previous 2 Fathom events, Revive Us 2016 and Revive Us 2 2017,
Jesus,
know these.
Bishki.
where he was praying for the country and for Trump.
How'd that go?
Wait, you went in person?
Yeah, I came here to Burbank. I don't know where Lodgecast
Was that a Fathom event?
It was a Fathom event. Dr. Ben
It's an American event.
Dr. Ben Carson was in both of them, and we sang worship songs together.
He's got some ideas.
in the theater, we sang worship songs. Lodgemaster and I have been
Amazing.
following Kirk on social media for years.
This is true.
He got in some trouble for doing Christmas carols during the worst part of
The
COVID.
mask-
I
Maskless
forgot
party,
about
yeah.
that.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
So you didn't
Yeah.
attend that one, though.
No,
We didn't, but
no.
he was in Thousand Oaks. We knew where
was
he
close
was.
by.
Yeah.
But speaking of COVID, we're going to wear masks tonight. I am, at least.
Well, here's the thing about what Bishki has done. There is that row that a church bought out, and there's 4 seats sitting in
shit.
front of it and 4 seats
shit.
sitting behind it. And I'm like, Bishki, are we sitting in front or behind this church crew? And he said, in front. And then I was like, shouldn't we move to the back corner like naughty
Yes.
school children? And Bishki said, nope. And since Bishki's paying for this endeavor, since he's executive producing this endeavor,
Well, thank you for
I
that.
can't do anything else.
So if we all get COVID, we all know
we all know where to go.
Yeah.
Put us there.
Yeah.
it's worth it, Kirk. It's worth it, brother.
Part of my
No.
delight is watching the people, though.
No,
their reactions.
well, when
we
I
will
do
be
it.
the people.
No,
He
when,
wouldn't do
no,
it.
when I booked it, it was
Yep.
just us, and then now we got a church group behind us, and also I just didn't want to deal with the refunds and all that bullshit.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
here's my question too.
Can't we just go rogue
We probably can. We probably can.
in honor
did.
of the maskless party?
We probably
Kirk
can.
threw.
I'm going to sit in the back. Listen, the only thing I'm wondering about is if in this homeschool feature, they're going to ask the audience, us, to rise and give the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, please.
Oh,
Do you
yes.
guys think that's going to happen?
I need to be in the back.
I'm going to do it regardless. So you can all do what you want. You can take a knee if you want. If you want to be those people, I'm going to stand in and put my hand on my heart.
All right, Bishki, do you got more Kirk history?
A little bit.
I'm just seeing blocks and blocks of text on his phone.
Kirk has been going crazy since Trump lost.
That's true.
he's
The
been-
fireside
Has he
chats.
really?
He's been doing these daily American campfire revivals on Facebook and Instagram.
And every time he unfurls that flag, it looks like it's going to catch fire.
Well,
And-
he has a blowtorch,
Well, it should be fireproof.
and he's always
it should
bringing the he's always bringing out the blowtorch. And yeah, he's going kind of like Stephen Baldwin and Dinesh D'Souza. He's going off the deep end.
He's not that far yet, though.
But he's not-
Steven's way off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he calling upon Trump, or is he calling for just a different presidency that will be more of a
Well,
He
He
of
doesn't
the
really
country.
mention Trump like by name a lot.
no,
But-
but it's implied in everything. Like he's very disappointed Trump
Amazing.
did not win, and so this would probably be, with the direction Kirk is heading, the last time Kirk's going to be in theaters. I'm
think?
thinking, yeah,
What?
Oh, man.
I don't know.
because Dinesh has been banished from
That's
theaters.
And as we mentioned Dinesh, we must also mention that if you've been enjoying our Dinesh episodes and you've been following him, you will have noted that he just released a new movie called 2000 Mules. But the problem is, Bishki and I would normally be covering that right away. But with Brother Zach, we made a deal. We made a pact that if Biden won the presidency, there would be an embargo on any Dinesh Lodgecasts throughout his term.
Yeah, for 4 years. Yeah.
So we were muzzled, basically.
Yeah. And we definitely illegally downloaded it and watched it.
So we did that. And now I feel like because this is an episode, and correct me if I'm wrong, but because this is an episode about Kirk Cameron's Homeschool Awakening, this isn't called the 2000 Mules episode. So we can say something about it, right?
Technically, I think you can.
It's a loophole. Anthony said yes.
I'm on board.
It's a loophole.
Yeah, it's a loophole.
That's very valid. So just in case you want to know what the thoughts about Dinesh's 2000 Mules are, we're not going to give a bone count because that would also break our pact.
Yeah.
But the bone count is
obvious.
If you've listened to any of our other Dinesh episodes, the bone count is obvious and it remains so true to this day. You may have also heard that there's a lot of shady facts that are involved that he is peddling out.
Shocking.
It is all very true and it is so funny.
It is all like hired actors stuffing ballot boxes.
It is so bad.
I'm sold. I'm giving it 4 bones right now.
And most of the movie takes place in this like really cut rate CSI techno bunker where supposedly all these people are crunching numbers and working tirelessly.
Well, that's how it is, yeah.
But it looks like just some dad's basement with a bunch of monitors taped up.
And all these monitors are like turned off.
They're turned off. Bishki and I, they're down there for like 40 minutes. So Bishki and I, the whole time, we're just like, turn on the monitors, Dinesh. That's where your production value is. That's what you're going for.
Well, that's how you stop the steal.
That's how you stop the steal. And some monitors would have like the Apple TV, like no source connected.
Hilarious.
Yeah. And we learned that there was in infographics, there's actually 54,000 mules, but they couldn't get an interview with any of these mules that were stuffing the ballot boxes. And they were blurring all their faces for some reason, maybe because facial detection they could track these people down, and they're all Russian Moscow. Anyway.
Yeah. So Dinesh is on Twitter because nobody seems to give a shit about the giant turd he just released.
Yeah.
And we couldn't be happier. So
is it better than The Mule with Eastwood?
Oh shit! It's
like if you had to,
great companion piece.
The Mule. Yeah.
I mean, The Mule or 2,000 of them. Which you pick a side.
I think
You got to go with The Mule.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a threesome in that, is there not, with Clint?
there is.
Okay. Well,
There's an epic threesome. So Zach, I know you're listening. We got this loophole certified by Brother Anthony.
We did indeed.
So it's all above board.
Sorry, Brother Zach.
Shit, man.
That's shady rules.
The power
right
of
there.
Cameron compels all of us.
That's true. So back to Kirk.
I don't have anything more to say about Kirk, but do we have some things to say? Well,
Let's talk about homeschooling.
well, let's just talk about let's talk about homeschooling.
It's kind of much like Kirk. It's had a transformation over the years. Like Kirk used to be a sitcom star, and then he became born again, and then he became a different kind of star, giving a whole different type of entertainment to us. Homeschooling used to just mean to me, your parents teach you. There wasn't this really heavy religious connotation to it. But now you say homeschool to somebody and you're like, what religious sect or cult are you a part of that is doing this?
Well, I don't think I've actually ever met anybody that's been homeschooled, quite honestly. Like growing up, that was such a foreign concept. I couldn't even fathom what that would be like.
Right.
So, I don't think growing up, that just was not even a consideration. But yeah, you're right. Now I think it definitely has that scent.
And that's what Kirk is probably going to be really pushing. But do you think they're going to make room for other types of homeschooling too?
Well, that's what I see the difference for. I always knew that it was a religious thing, and I had family that were homeschooled.
Right.
Interesting.
And they had a religious bent to it.
And how did that actually work? Like the parents actually teach? The whole concept seems so weird and does still seem very weird to me.
The parents teach them, and the kids are socially awkward.
Yeah.
I can't imagine my parents teaching me. That just sounds so bizarre to me. But socially awkward.
I can't fathom it, but the family that I had, it all ended poorly because the girl ran away and just made a bad decision to go into a car with a guy and then ended up dead that night.
This took a turn.
That was the summer that Matt and I were working for Finger Hut doing returns.
Oh, wow.
It was a summer that I contemplated a lot about good and evil.
That was quite the summer.
That the decisions that you make aren't necessarily a reflection of who you are at your core.
Right.
Because every day we talk to people that were making 60-month $5 payments on a $20 futon. There are people making bad decisions everywhere.
Yes, that's true. And just a side note, the biggest thing Emily and I had to deal with there was people buying their engagement rings through Fingerhut, which is a catalog that you can buy from if you have no credit or shady credit. And the diamonds would always fall out. And people would be like, I got the warranty, so give me a new diamond. And we'd be the ones that had to tell them, nah, your warranty doesn't cover the diamond.
Yep.
You lost that. We'll clean the base for you. And yeah, we got the brunt, and we would just transfer the worst callers to each other.
Yeah, that was the summer that I really saw a lot of good and evil.
Yeah.
And a lot of bad decisions. And I was part of that. I was making bad decisions too. I was blowing my paycheck on pizza while we played Mario Kart all
That's
day after
absolutely
hours.
right, and I don't regret any of that.
But
People be finger hunting.
to that point, though, I think that homeschooling, it has shifted gears where there is other edges to it, like the
Absolutely.
vaccination
Right.
Yep.
issues and the general just political identification for it that's
Yeah.
on top of the religious.
I'm of the mind where if you're homeschooled, where are the gaps in your knowledge? Because your parents aren't going to inform you of certain things.
That's right. Yeah.
It's your parents' ideology.
And and it's because their ideology is what brings you there. You could be learning some really crazy shit,
Right.
you know?
Yes.
But everything's so cooked out there that they are thinking that if their kids are in school, what are they being taught? They're being taught that there are gay people,
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
We came from monkeys? What?
Right.
we're in
Critical
two
race
realities.
theory.
We're in
Yeah.
two realities right now,
Right.
at least. And so both sides are always going to think that they're right. What are you going to do?
Well, I had a cousin who had 8 children, and he
Jesus.
homeschooled them all.
My God.
And it was a very Christian homeschooling environment. And I was like, well, they're pretty isolated, but they're turning out pretty well. They're all in college now, and things are going okay. So
A success story.
I guess
Wow, that's
legally, yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not like we need to ban homeschooling.
Sure.
But kind of personally, I'm like, seems, potentially socially isolating.
Right.
Yeah.
And also just the diversity of, ideas that these kids are getting is a little worrisome, but maybe that's what college is for. I don't know.
Do you think Kirk is going to allow for any of this? Like, do you think he's going to mention social awkward? Like, how deep do you think this is going to go?
Oh, God.
No,
yeah.
I think it's really going to just poke really into the fear of active shooters and the demons that they think
curriculum,
are
for
out
sure.
there. Yeah.
Even the word curriculum is like a bad word now. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so
Jesus.
weird how, like, we dip our toes all the time into whatever they're saying. And you kind of take on some of that psychosis where it's like someone says Pelosi and you're like, ooh, wait, what? Like you just,
Right.
there's like dog whistles
Right.
Yeah.
that we get like a little splashing off onto us and we can see what their zeitgeist is up to. And it's like, yeah, anything with teachers, curriculum, it goes right to indoctrination.
Standardized testing.
Standardized testing. It's so weird.
Yeah.
And so this movie, even though it's not going to have a plot necessarily, I am curious to see how they just cheerfully triple down on all this, because Kirk's style is not fire and brimstone. It's Ned
Right.
Flanders. It's very
So
like
maybe it'll be safety and values.
maybe.
And maybe I'll be sold by the end of it.
And hopefully the Pledge of Allegiance.
Hopefully the Pledge of Allegiance. Now, Emily, I'm going to tell you now because I don't want you to have to hear about it on the streets or in the theater. But at the exact same time as this movie, there is another Fathom-esque event that is a tribute to the Golden Girls.
What?
And it is like 3 hours long of all their hits and interviews. So the fact that you're...
That I drove here. 40 minutes.
Here
Sister Emily, let's get out of here. Let's go watch the Golden Girls.
Nope, you're locked in.
You had to drop that.
You are locked
Man.
in.
And how
What?
fun would that be?
This is a test of faith, and you have pre-passed. You've been pre-approved. So, guys, I have no clue what we're up against. It's about 2 hours long, so settle in. Let's
man.
climb those steps and learn a little something.
Blessed
Let's
be.
learn a little something.
Let's get homeschooled.
Love and light, y'all.
Love and light.
Show me that smile again. Don't waste another minute on your crying. We're nowhere near the end. The best is ready to begin.
On a cloudy day, I look into your eyes and see the shining out.
Holding you close this way. It's like having summer every day. As long as we got each other, we got the world spinning right in our hands, baby, you and me. We gotta be the luckiest dreamers who never quit dreaming. As long as we keep on giving, we can take anything that comes our way. Baby, rain or shine, all the time. We got each other, sharing the laughter and love.
Blessed be, we are back. We are deep in the Burbank parking structure. And
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Holy, holy,
I-
holy.
Don't know. What
we
happened.
went through it. We went through some things. We saw some things. Some things happened.
What is
Some
it?
of us went all the way through it, though.
Before we get into it,
Bishy! What's that shot?
All right. It is on Rotten Tomatoes, amazingly.
what's the Rotten Tomatoes score?
Nobody has reviewed it, but
Except for us.
be
it's
you.
got a 100% audience score.
It could be us.
Families across the nation are experiencing the Homeschool Awakening,
Yes.
taking advantage of the freedom and opportunities for self-discovery with the world as their classroom. Join award-winning actor Kirk Cameron as he dives into the adventure of dynamic
What kinds of awards
Yeah,
do you think?
that's interesting.
as he dives into the adventures of dynamic American families on a mission to put fun and faith back into learning. The Homeschool Awakening explores the ins, outs, and honest answers to homeschooling's most frequently asked questions.
Have you guys ever heard
Period.
Bishki so tired?
Man. I'm with you, brother Brisky.
So we go in. Andy heads straight to McGuff's, looking for that blood of Kirk homeschooling drink.
I got a double blood of Kirk.
They didn't have anything officially, but you made your own, and it was in Theater 9. That's like way back.
Yeah, it's
way
back.
back there. It was a Fathom event, and when we walked in, there was a trailer for the movie that we kind of wanted this to be, which was a Kirk Cameron adoption drama. And it looked like emotions were running high. Kirk was looking like a kindly grandpa in it,
Yeah.
which means we're all getting old
We're going through growing pains.
as long as we got each other. But then the movie began.
Well, before we get there, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but the other people in attendance were a very elderly couple.
Yes.
Right.
We were sitting right next to them.
Right next to them. So I thought, oh, maybe no one else is going to show up. That didn't happen.
Well,
And the church group that we predicted didn't happen.
Well, and we have noted in the past that in these faith-based films, people come whenever they want.
Come all ye faithful.
Come all ye faithful, and worry not of the start time. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's fluid. And before we knew it, families with small children, small,
Yes.
started pouring in. Just kids everywhere. And I'm just like,
Almost
My anxiety just shot through the roof.
I was
it was almost like being in school.
yes, I'm like,
Yeah.
did they think that we're going to learn a lesson for kids? Or what? Because this is
part of their homeschooling, I think.
from what I could tell, like this is a pretty straightforward, like what to expect as a parent who is thinking about homeschooling. This is not for kids. by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Maybe not your kids, but my kids. Tell you what, right now.
But people, like, throughout the first 20 minutes, people kept just pouring in with scores and scores of kids. And before we knew it, we were just surrounded by small children.
Yes.
And one of them touched Emily? Is that
Yes.
true?
There was 2 young girls, maybe like 11, 12, as they were leaving. I don't know. Some shoving happened. And one ended up with a chunk of my hair trying to get out. She was trying to get herself straightened up
Right.
to walk out. But she grabbed my hair. And I said, Jesus.
And she said, amen. So, how do we describe the tone of this?
Infomercial.
Yes. Even the lighting was.
I mean, this was the most event of any Fathom you could ever imagine.
And there's music playing constantly, so it constantly is feeling, and it's like kind of that uplifting, like power pop, just dun 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 dun.
It feels like you're watching like a 2-minute church video, but it just keeps
Yeah, like it was going to build up to the
Oh.
argument, and it just never.
Oh, man.
So, like all documentaries feel the need to do at this point, they give you an overview of what you're about to see, which it's like, we're already here, guys. Just like, you don't need to show us everything we're about to see before we see it, but we do. And then it just kind of cuts around to these different families and their homeschooling success stories. And they do mention, it's like, they get it out of the way at the beginning. It's like, people think homeschooling's like a cult. It's like, oh, the kids are going to be weird. Well, my kids aren't weird. So they immediately try to put you at ease. Again, this is pitched towards parents who might be on the fence about homeschooling themselves, and it's trying to convince them to do it. And they slip some God in there.
No, they slip a lot of God.
But like in the first 10 minutes, it's just like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to teach science. I don't know if I'm going to be able to teach math. And it's like, but I do know. I want to get the word of God.
The word of God.
Solid with my kid. And then there's like these little kids that they have to subtitle that are just like babbling incoherent shit about God. And Kirk's just like in the kitchen smiling. I think there's like great nephews or something.
It's intelligent design. That's what it is.
Yeah, a lot of Kirk's extended family.
Oh, man. Kirk and Chelsea.
It's a Cam Fam production, and they mean that literally. There's Cam family, Cameron family. There's Camily all over this thing. It's his sister, and is his wife in it? Yeah. And
Who was also in Growing Pains.
All his
Right.
kids. Yeah.
So I'm going to speak from personal experience here. Elderly couple to my left, kids behind me, kids all around, families earnestly watching this thing. Didn't feel like there was a lot of air conditioning going on in there, and my anxiety was rising as well. I'm just like, oh shit. We've made a terrible mistake. This is going to be a 2-hour-long infomercial. It's just saying the same information over and over again. I was starting to feel like my lungs were in a vice grip. I hadn't smoked. I was totally sober. And I was losing it. So Emily is dealing with her issues that were similar to mine.
Yes.
By calling out her feelings aloud at the screen, and which was raising my anxiety, because they bring in this guy and he's saying education is not a fundamental right. It's not in the Constitution. He's like saying all this shit to try to build up the God factor. And Emily's just plainly says loud to the screen, I don't believe that. And I'm like, Emily,
that loud?
I'm like, yeah, it was.
I can't tell when I'm wearing a mask.
You were compensating for the mask. We were the only mask people in there, which already blew our cover by a long shot. But now I got Emily yelling at the screen. I'm like, the center cannot hold. We're 20 minutes into this thing. So I go over to Bishki and I'm like, why don't we just ditch it and go to the fucking Golden Girls event? And Bishki's like, no, we have to stay the course. We have to stay the path. We have to keep the faith.
Preach.
And I told Bishki, I'm like, listen, if you change your mind, you give me a sign and we're out of here. So Bishki, what was going through your mind when I started trying to mutiny this ship?
I mean, I was trying to.
Save Christmas.
Yeah. like, I was just like, this is punishing.
Yes.
I've been through punishing before.
We both have, but something about this was fucked up for me.
And I was feeling bad for ever organizing this. and then I was like, I need another beer.
Yes, we all needed so much more beer.
So then I was like, I'm going to exit and get another beer. And then everybody exited.
I took that as a sign.
Okay.
Because you kind of gave me a weird sideways nod as you were walking out. And I'm like, that must be a sign. So I told these two, I'm like, we're leaving.
Left like somebody had yelled fire.
And we got out of there. Anthony, to his credit, was like, I don't agree with this, but I will follow you.
I had to regroup.
Outside 9.
We had to regroup. And what was decided was Emily and I would break off and go to the Golden Girls event, and you two would stay and suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune.
It really was like Crimson Tide.
So we said our farewells, and Emily and I just hopped from theater to theater, listening for any telltale signs of Golden Girls.
Did you find them?
We finally located it. I walked into Theater 5, and I heard that nice swelling music when they show the exteriors on Golden Girls. I was like, Emily, this is it. And we went in there. There was a bunch of fun-loving people in there, and we were watching standard definition episodes of
So
the
blurry.
Golden Girls.
I would want nothing more than that.
It was no other bells and whistles, just straight up episodes. And Emily and I were in heaven. We were just laughing it up. I was doing Robert De Niro Cape Fear laughs. It was the episode where Sophia's sister comes over from Sicily.
That's a good one.
It's the episode where Blanche's brother comes out as gay.
Sure, yeah. It's a good one.
Oh, fantastic.
You found the gold.
And people were loving it.
I mean, and especially given the first half an hour of our night in that Theater 9, this felt like we were ditching the worst homeschool and going on the best amusement park rides. Well, I mean, it was thrilling. Our laughs were like just loud
They were
and freeing.
huge. They were huge laughs.
It felt like freedom.
Well, for you heathens out
so
there,
what happened on
and
the other side?
for the believers, for the non-prodigal children,
You guys went back in.
we broke bread among 10 other apostles. Bishki, I've never felt more close to you.
Yeah.
than
I was hoping you guys could bond a little bit during this.
Yeah, no, boy, people have people have other sorts of trauma.
It's a trauma
We have
bond.
the Homeschool Awakening in Theater 9,
man.
surrounded by children.
It turned into a playground, basically.
Oh, it did. It was like a McDonald's playground.
Yeah,
I can't
Minus like the
imagine.
fun, plastic
The
balls.
kids weren't obviously having it, running around.
Oh, man.
And
I wanted to join them. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of the right idea. You guys are having
Yeah.
What
fun.
if you did?
But also, you know what? That was actually kind of very in tune with what the film was about. Free thought, free thinkers,
Yeah.
not you,
Free
not
do-
you box dwellers.
and free to do the hell whatever you want.
Exactly.
Because what is education
Right.
anymore? Like,
Right.
you got kids on like 4-wheelers. We got
boogie boarding,
you got so much.
Did that happen in the Golden Girls?
no,
Did parkour happen?
Yes. No, we got a
Blanche
kid.
do that?
We got a kid whose schooling was parkour.
I saw in the clips at the beginning of the movie when they were showing
Don't-
you all the fun
They
stuff.
showed that again later. The same exact clip.
We get a lot of parkour.
I saw the parkour kid.
and the kids did in the theater perk up for that. They
Yeah.
were like,
They
"That's
watched
pretty
that."
cool. Yeah. We had kids flying airplanes.
all sorts of fun stuff. There was the baking, the cake decorating, I believe, portion of it.
Yeah. And
Again, outside the box, people.
and I'm just scratching my head like, what is education anymore? Like, this is just families hanging out.
Just hanging out.
They buy RVs and they like travel the country. So it's all like super rich families.
Right.
Family
Like,
Yes.
Robinson.
like, we don't need to work. Let's just buy an RV and travel the country for 4 years, and that'll be your education. Okay.
And they were talking a lot about their insecurities about being able to teach. Like there was one mom who was like, I didn't know how to read for the longest time, so I don't know how to teach my kids how to read. And, the husband was just like, I don't know anything either. So did they reconcile that?
Of course not. No. No, there was no cheesecake having like the Golden Girls would have. There was no Picture at Sicily 1922.
There
It
was a
all
lot
just
of cheesecake in those episodes.
it was lacking here. No, there was a lot of people who looked like they were rejects from The Bachelor or Bachelorette, the parents.
Oh, yeah.
Emily and I were commenting on this. A lack of shoes from the husbands.
Yeah.
Anytime
lots
they
of
cut to the
socks.
husbands on the couch being interviewed, just wearing like ankle socks, like blue ankle socks.
Just eye-searing blue socks.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's going to stick with me
And your
from this.
foot right there in the camera.
and like the living rooms are like the epitome of live, laugh, love.
Yes.
So
All
much
over,
carpet.
yeah.
So much carpet.
I noticed, too, that a lot of the families just had a website under their name, like smilinghomeschooler.com.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
there was an Instagram,
So there's a
an
hustle
Instagram
around
handle
it.
for some of the parents. You can follow them if
And
you
I'm
want
sure they
to.
all have books or
Oh,
like
totally.
e-books.
Oh, totally.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then we get like a mini episode within where they do homeschool makeover of their garage.
Oh, that was amazing.
Oh.
That was amazing.
and
That's kinda cool,
They bring
maybe.
in like an interior decorator, and they're like,
wow.
and they're like, yeah, you guys did miss a few.
You
things.
guys
Alright.
missed a lot.
All right. Did they throw any like hard curveballs? Was Trump
Oh,
ever mentioned?
I mean,
No, public schools weren't even mentioned. Like
Hmm.
I was expecting, especially with the way Kirk's been talking to the media lately and getting in trouble, I was expecting a full-scale assault on the public school education
Yeah.
system. He doesn't even address public schools. He's like, no.
See, that's why it
It's
wasn't
all
hooking
about-
me. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
way too soft.
It's all about how much fun it is to have total freedom.
Empowering people to do that.
Yeah, to just run around outside with your kids.
you can go to Utah if you
Anyone
want.
can do it.
Yeah. It's like get them out in nature, jump through puddles, go to the beach. Like it's just that's what education is now.
So many Karen haircuts also.
Oh yes, so
many
much
Karens.
Karen.
And there was no Pledge of Allegiance, at least not at the beginning.
In my heart,
No.
there was.
No, yeah.
I wanted there to be a full-fledged pledge at
Well,
the
Well,
beginning.
what there was.
Yes, there is a little
Is this a salad dragon?
Oh, I mean,
Crouton.
the entire thing is a salad dragon.
Crouton.
Anthony, you want to describe it?
How can one?
I mean-
but I'll try.
Okay.
We're talking about the.
The monument.
Oh, that.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Okay,
Okay,
no,
that-
you got-
that's pretty great.
Oh.
We
Now,
got
maybe-
two croutons.
Give me two.
Utah, give me two.
I'll let you take this one.
So Kirk's like, so I decided to go to the ultimate monument representing America.
Oh, shit. Applebee's?
No, it was like, so you expect him to go to like Statue of Liberty, but he
Right.
goes to this, no, he's like the statue of the founding fathers. I don't know where it was exactly.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, and it had education. And then he's like, and you see up here, it's a mom teaching her daughter, but like it's just a lady teaching a little girl. Like,
So he grafted the mom and daughter relationship?
And then he's like, and education is on a pillar with faith and morality.
On the same planes.
Yeah.
None is higher than the other.
and he was
They're all
like,
equal.
and he was trying to explain this monument with that. I don't even know where it was exactly.
Was he doing a live broadcast? He was actually at the monument?
they
Oh,
had,
he was there.
They had drones flying all around
Oh,
it.
it was
Yeah.
beautiful.
And so yeah, that was definitely like a weird little crouton because he was just like, forget the Statue of Liberty. This is what represents America.
Totally,
And
totes.
Anthony, what do you have?
Well, I mean, I may be jumping ahead here. 'Cause
Jump
it's-
ahead.
I
Go
mean,
ahead.
there's
Jump
so
ahead in
much.
this fractured
There really is
narrative.
So much, and I don't want to spoil the ending for you. Spoiler alert. So the film ends, and then there is a postscript. Kirk comes onto the screen and is like, "All right, guys. Well, essentially, that was a homeschool, awakening. Now, what I'm going to have you all do is, and don't tell the manager, take out all your phones." And go to the homeschoolawakening.com/fathom and look it up right now. And so,
Everybody takes out their phone?
oh, me and Bishke did.
Yes.
And so that was
right.
followed by 2 interviews, one which was via satellite, but the other gentleman, we're giving this guy airtime. He is starting, the gentleman being interviewed was starting his own streaming service called Yippee,
Yippee TV. Yeah.
Yippee.
which this was sort of his counter argument to Disney's not so hidden agenda.
Oh.
And they're
But it's called Yippee?
Yippee, like what Anakin Skywalker
Yeah.
said.
And he started geeking out and talking about Veggie
Veggie Tales.
And they're going to bring back the Veggie Tales.
Okay.
I mean, they never left as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And
Still
so
find 'em on Netflix.
You really can. And so it was like a 15-minute
Yippee commercial.
Yippee commercial.
Yeah.
Kirk Cam's got some stuff on there.
But you guys
a-
didn't watch that.
Oh,
right?
did.
I'm already a subscriber.
Such a grift.
I'll give
We
you my
watched
password.
we watched the everything until the final moment of fade out.
We didn't leave, is what we're saying, guys. I think that's but
Well, it just so happened that our third Golden Girls episode that we were watching ended perfectly with the end of Homeschool Awakening.
as
So
God wanted.
it was a miracle. Yeah, so nobody mentioned Trump. Nobody mentioned anything remotely controversial.
No, there's no mention of
I mean,
Critical
they don't
race
need
theory.
to. Yeah, I mean, wasn't one of the fathers wearing a non-MAGA hat, but it was kind of a MAGA hat. It was like
Yes, there was something
it was like
going
a
on.
junior
That blue
varsity-
hat.
yeah, it was
Said
like a
something
blue
about
hat.
America.
Something about America, and already I'm like, okay, I think we're, yeah. So yeah, there were allusions to the type of culture they want to cultivate, but nothing was actually
Maybe
said
they don't
outright.
even need to sell that part because
Yeah,
you're already
it's already
there.
built in.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, and
Very
it's
true.
Kirk, so they weren't appealing to anyone that was outside of the Christian homeschooling thing. Like they were just like, we're aiming this at the faith-based
Yeah.
Christian homeschoolers.
And yeah, they don't account for a snarky podcast to be in attendance.
Right.
They
No.
don't. It's not for us.
Well, one of the I think was one of the parents. I'm sorry, teachers, was grammatically incorrect. They said, I mean, I'm going to use a bad example here, but they were like, "Oh, him can do it as much as he can." I'm like, "No, he can do it, not him can do it." That wasn't that obvious, but it was definitely noticeable.
Yeah, I
on
mean,
my,
that- like,
I'm like,
that's
oh,
what-
good. You're
That's
teaching
the
these
other
children.
thing where I'm like, what is education? Because some of these parents were so stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
And they admit
all
it.
of them were.
They-
All of them were.
were, and they were just rambling, and I'm like, they're passing on what to kids?
And what's so funny is that for all the, lib owning about snowflakes and how, you can't, you all want to be independent in your own people. This was the most, like, to use their term, the most like snowflakey documentary that a conservative
Right.
could have.
Yeah,
I'm like,
so soft.
I'm like, oh my God. It was depressing, but also just like hilarious. at
They're
the
in
same
another
time.
world. Like we just witnessed another universe.
It's a portal to another universe.
It really is.
The Fathom Event.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, Bishke and I have seen some Fathom events. The Trump prophecy still looms large.
Man.
Which was basically about a firefighter who saw a demon in his fire that he was trying to fight, and the demon tells him that Trump's going to be the president.
Well, let me ask you
Something
this.
like that.
Was this firefighter porn addicted?
No, he wasn't.
Okay, well then I think we're okay then.
But the movie was too short, and so
okay.
they just had interviews with people, like faith-based people, about how to make America great again for the last 30 minutes.
man.
This was the roughest Fathom event.
This one, I sat through that with a smile on my face,
Yeah.
but this one, for some reason,
No.
it put me out of sorts. And Emily and I just linked up. We're just like, we can't handle
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
We escaped and went to like a chocolate factory.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was so beautiful. And there was a guy sitting all alone all the way in the front row, all the way to the right.
Yeah.
And he was having a blast.
He was
My God.
getting refill after refill, coming back and cracking up.
Kept coming back. So anyways, boys, were there any other hot curveballs this thing?
Oh, God.
I mean, this was an experience that I've never had. I am so fortunate to be honestly this was amazing.
Did
This
all
was-
the families stay?
Yeah, did anybody leave?
They actually did. Yeah.
were
It became their own personal playground for 2 hours. So yeah, they didn't.
There was some coming and going, but usually like they would leave and then I'd see the kids run back in. So,
Yeah.
A lot of
But
bathroom
again,
trips.
free thinkers, we need more of those, right?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, no, again, everything about this was amazing, from the mutiny to the restoration to the just acceptance. And again, I feel like I was schooled
Yes.
in my own home, in my heart.
You got schooled.
yeah.
All right, let's go them homeschool bones.
I can feel it in my bones.
All right. Well,
How are we gonna do this?
I think we'll save us.
Your asterisks.
Heavily asterisk. But we'll start with Brother Bishke.
first to bone.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
You know,
You basically bought our Golden Girls ticket.
I just
I'll never forget
in
that.
passing, I was like, wouldn't it be funny? We'd probably be the only podcast in the world
It's true.
to cover Kirk Cameron Presents the Homeschool Awakening.
He might be listening. Hi, Kirk.
Hi, Kirk.
And so I was like, well, it might be funny. Let's see if we can get, well, Anthony said he liked maybe faith-based stuff. Let's see if we can get Anthony. So we
was
got
in.
Anthony.
Oh, you got Anthony.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh. And then you were like, Emily's coming. I was
Emily's
like,
totally
whoa.
in.
And then I was like,
What have I done?
and then I was like,
But for Emily, I just realized I had sent her the poster for this, and she didn't even look at it, which shows a great leap of faith, but also she didn't know it was a documentary.
Oh, that is. I'm sorry.
Nope.
That's kind of harsh.
yeah. And then once it started, and I was like, we're not getting much in terms of reenactments. We're getting.
We saw some Pilgrim reenact.
Oh, that was strong.
That was the best part.
That was
Yeah.
good.
And I'm sorry, Kirk. You're done, Kirk.
You're done. You're canceled.
You're done. You're canceled from Fathom.
You don't think his adoption movie is going to be a hit? It didn't look that spicy.
The adoption
but
movie, yeah. I don't know.
Don't let me down, boys. I told you. I told the
based on a
Lodgemaster
true
I am fully on
story.
board. I am there.
I mean, Anthony, we know your faith is stronger than my own at this point.
We'll see how we feel in September. But
Bishki's hurting, folks.
But,
He's hurting. He's limping.
yeah, I just took one for the team that even Lodgemaster couldn't take.
Couldn't take it.
Yeah, and it's you know, what is knowledge? What is intelligence? What is education? It's a woof.
Yeah, you guys haven't really talked about the filmmaking acumen on display.
Oh, there's a lot of pans up to the sky fade
Yeah,
outs.
a lot of drones.
Was the parkour shot dynamically?
It was slow mo.
Yeah,
That's cool.
For whatever reason, a lot of the fathers were wearing V-necks. I don't know why, but they were wearing. Yeah.
All right, a woof from Bishki. Brother Anthony, what are you going to do? Love and light?
Brother Bishki, I'm a little hurt right now because I was there with you. When you look down, that second set of footprints was my own. I carried you. You carried me.
We did.
You carried each other.
We carried each other.
I was hoping you guys were maybe holding hands to get through it.
I'm not opposed to it. I would right now. And if this is the reason I get COVID, so be it.
Right.
Yeah.
It was worth it for Bones. Not just the movie, the entire
Yeah.
experience.
Hey, listen. A man's bones are his own.
That's right.
And if you want to give 4 bones for the experience, God bless you,
This
sir.
and In the Heights are my only 4 boners so far. And
Seems like multiple votes here.
Yeah, I mean, so let it be said, I am on board for any Cam Fam Jam coming up.
Oh, I love it. I love
my
it.
faith is strong as oak. For any children that I may have out there, you're getting homeschooled.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Homeschooled to my 8 children.
All right, Emily, I think you and I should do a tandem bone drop here. I mean,
Well,
4 bones.
yeah.
For what though? Wait a minute. Let's figure out these bones because I take issue with this.
There's no issue to be taken. It was fantastic.
What was fantastic?
4 bones for feeling alive.
Okay. We're not talking about Homeschool Awakening. We're talking about season 2, episode 12 of the Golden Girls.
That is
If
strong.
you
That is a good
have
one.
not watched some Golden Girls recently, it is a study of timing.
Oh,
I mean, the
it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
punchlines and the looks and the double takes are just amazing. You don't see it in anything today.
No, there's nothing like it.
Well, you know what's funny? You could actually watch Golden Girls if you were at school and you're home because maybe during your lunch break, maybe mom turns on TBN.
That's right.
And you could watch
Well,
it then.
It
I
could be
can only
part of
watch
it.
it on Logo. And I don't know.
Oh
if
yeah,
that'll be
I'm sure that
allowed.
wouldn't fly. Yeah, this was brought to you by TBN, which I did not know.
Yeah, Trinity Broadcasting Network.
Well, see, that's the thing. If we were homeschooling our own children, Golden Girls would be part of the
Yeah,
curriculum.
well, then I'm for it. Yeah,
So-
exactly.
I mean, a good time was had by all. Great night at the movies.
It really was.
Question: what do you guys think sweet Brother Lucas would have done
No.
being caught in this mix?
Okay, you guys walked out about minute 19 or so.
No, it
He
was
would've-
like 25.
Okay, he would have been out. I'm 45 seconds in. I can't do it, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Gonna go to In and Out.
No, yeah.
Yeah, we
Absolutely.
probably would.
Oh, there's no way. There is no way. Brother LT, you were sorely missed, but there is no way you would have made this.
We can't overheat the boy, or
No.
else we're going to lose the boy. We can't have that happen. So, Brother Lucas, wherever you dwell tonight, we do miss you, and we'll see you next time. But, Sister Emily, thank you for joining us on this strange odyssey.
Yeah, I live for a strong pivot like tonight.
Yeah. I think-
Pivoted so hard.
yeah, the pivot helped make the Golden Girls all the much better. 'Cause
Yeah.
you guys would have hurt.
Yeah. Oh, Bishki,
Yeah.
what are you going to do to reverse this pain that you're in? I mean, I haven't seen you like this since we got out of Mother's Day, Gary Marshall's Mother's Day.
Yeah.
It crunched the soul a little bit. It looks like
Yeah, I'm gonna watch something non-faith based, something
the opposite.
Yeah, something about public schools.
maybe something violent.
Lean on me.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
lean on me.
Lean on me opening scene. Yeah.
Yes, just the opening over and over again.
Set to Welcome to the Jungle.
Yes, exactly.
Brother Anthony, thank you for joining us, and thank you for solidifying your faith with us.
yeah.
Thank you all.
We will be calling on you. We'll be
Yeah.
calling on you both.
Oh,
Yeah.
look forward to it.
This is the Cam Fam God Squad, and we're gonna take on hopefully a plot-based film next time.
Yes.
No more Cam Fam docs.
Yes. And we got to see that
heart hurts.
firefighter one.
Yes, absolutely.
We got to make that happen.
Yeah.
Fireproof, y'all. Go find it. Love and light, and pray for poor Bishki. He's hurting, folks.
Love and light.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down a road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, well, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend.
Hi, Kurt.
Hi, Kirk.